Hello and welcome back. This is Beautiful Ashes, and I'm your host Tom. And welcome back to another episode. Today's episode, there's just something I want to share. Kind of reminded of a talk that I had with my younger cousin, and we're just sitting there in the car, like I said in the previous episode. And so, I was asking him about what he's planning on doing with his life and what he's doing, and what he's planning to do with his life because he's in college right now and he's about to finish. And so the last time we talked, I kind of encouraged him to actually do something to actually make him money. Think of like a short term kind of idea or a short term gig that he can learn or something that he can quickly learn that can be able to use it to make money from that. And then, you're talking about how you're not able to make progress and whatnot. And so it kind of burst kind of like the following episodes that I'm talking about at this time. So one of the things that I learned early on that cost me quite a few years, actually cost me about 2014, 2015, 2016. It cost me about 3 years, give or take a few months. Actually take away a few months, about maybe 2.5 years to actually learn. And this is kind of something I want to call this episode the rod of Moses or the rod of money. I think maybe, I don't know, the title might be maybe rod of Moses or the rod of money. Now, you notice in the Bible, when Moses met God, he actually had a rod with him. And so when God talked to him, he asked him, "What is that you have in your hand?" And he said it was a rod. Okay, and so I want to talk about one of the things about this rod or the rod of Moses. Now, there are a couple of things that I kind of learned from it in my journey to kind of find a way to make money because at the time, I had a baby coming on the way and I didn't know how to actually feed this baby because I actually dropped it from high school, I actually dropped it from college, and I didn't have a way forward. I was kind of stuck and I did not know what to do, what I was going to do in my life. I didn't know how I'm going to provide for that baby that was coming in. I got myself into this mess, and so I needed to kind of find a way to actually make money and actually support the family that I was going to have. And so I need a way to make money. And so I ended up trying a lot of things. I remember one of the first things that I did was I was staying with my sister, and at that time there was a friend of ours also jobless and had a baby. And so what we were doing is we used to cook mandazis for the Western community. That would be like baked goods, and then I would just go around selling them. I tried that for a while; it didn't work. I tried selling food, to construction workers. That didn't work as well. The thing that I actually, there was one woman actually bought my first food. I think she was the only one kind of supporting me, but nobody else actually did. It didn't work. And then at that time, I kind of relocated. I went to college again now, but now it's government sponsor. But that's a story for another day. And so I went back to college to get a degree, which I graduated now from. And at that time, when I was there, I tried different things. And so I tried, I tried I tried farming. No, I actually tried. First thing that I tried was yeah, I was selling. It was selling meat or chicken meat or something like that. And just trying anything and everything to actually just trying to make ends meet. To actually create a business or something like that. But that didn't work as well. I did farming. I did farming like I think on about half an acre, quarter of an acre of farmland. But that also didn't work as well. Even though I had help from these guys who actually do these NGOs that actually help people with growing their crops and whatnot. And so I was having a guy used to come in for free and he used to show me how to plant this, how to plant that, how to do this, how to do that. And I was just planting, just some local vegetables, and that also didn't work. And so it was only until later on when I decided to go back to the thing that I knew most, and that was about computers. And so because growing up, I grew up with a cyber cafe. Because computers was scarce in Kenya at that time, and so growing up, I grew up. My dad I had a cyber cafe, and at that time, I learned how to use computers and programming. I was better at a computer than most people, so I learned at a very early age. At about 9 or 10 years, I was pretty proficient. I think about 10 years, I was pretty proficient in a computer. I could actually fix it, at least the software bit, and I knew about the hardware to actually assemble one and disassemble one, and so I went back to that, and then after a while, it took about maybe 4 or 5, just to be accurate, from August to September. So from August, I started learning about making money online, and then it went on from September, November, December, August, September, October, November, December, and then by the end of January, I actually got my first job, and it was through that computer. And so, what am I trying to tell you? Most of the time, the things that we end up trying, the business that we end up trying, or trying to make money or trying to make a way, a lot of the times we end up in a totally different direction from what we've grown up with, or what we already know. And that's usually takes the kind of extends the time it takes for us to actually start making money. And so you realize with me, when I actually went back to the thing that I knew from since I was a child, it didn't take long. It took about just a few months for me to actually have a breakthrough, and I was making a lot more money at that time. However, it took me about 2.5 years, almost 3 years, to actually go round about that, having tried this and failed at that and failed at this and that and that and that. And so what am I talking about when I talk about the road of Moses? Is one of the things is you need to consider is, what do you already have, or what were you already doing, or what are you already proficient in before you actually got started trying to make starting an entrepreneurship? What is it that you're already doing before you started? So like for me, in my childhood, I was learning about computers, and so I loved about computers. So I was always spending time with computers, learning how to fix them, breaking them, learning, and then my dad would fix them. So I would break them, my dad would fix them, and I would learn how to fix them as well. And so it got to a point where I would break them and fix them myself. And so I got to that point, and then from then on, I got a job as an article writer, which was kind of like communication and English, which was something I was pretty good at. And then from then on, that's how I was able to actually get my breakthrough. And so here's the thing that I'm trying to tell you. One of the things that, instead of looking so far ahead or so far out there about the method or the technique or the business idea that's actually going to break you out of the fix that you're currently in, one of the easiest ways for you to actually kind of shorten the time that it takes for you to manifest something, or at least get to at least hit the ground running, is to actually look back while you were younger, while you were growing up. What is it that you were learning that you actually became proficient in, that you've actually kind of put on the shelf or on the back burner and put in your back pocket, that you don't even remember, you don't even consider? Well, that is the thing that is actually going to help you to actually make your manifestations much clearer. And so what I want to talk about today is called the road of Moses. So what do you already have in your hand? Now notice when God was calling Moses, Moses didn't go and start looking for a new road. He already had a road in his Moses. He already had, okay, what am I saying? He already had a road in his hand. And so that's the whole idea I'm trying to get across here. So what is it that you already have in your hand? What is it? What kind of experience do you already have? What kind of skills have you acquired ever since you were a kid? Don't just think about it when you're an adult right now, but going back further, even as you were a kid, what is it that you were learning as a kid? Some people were learning computers, like maybe you're like me, you're learning about computers. Maybe from this next generation, you'll be learning about mobile phones and playing games and whatnot. Maybe there's something in that kind of line that can actually help. But there's something that you already kind of developed a proficiency in, and you already kind of you already know, there's a certain level of knowledge that you already know, that people actually come to you for help with, because you already have that kind of skill set, you already have that kind of knowledge, and you learned it since you were young, and it was something you probably you don't consider to be a big deal, but that is the thing that can actually help you to get to the manifestation process a lot sooner. And so that's what I was talking about, the road of Moses. It just happens to be the road of the money that you're going to make. And so if you're looking for a breakthrough, whatever it is you're looking for, this is one of the shortcuts that you can actually. So instead of spending years looking for a business idea or looking for a way to actually make money, trying this one and failing, and this one and this and this one and this one, how about you actually try something that you're already proficient in? And this is the first part of the road of Moses. The second part, we're going to talk about it on the next episode. So thank you for listening. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you found this information even remotely useful. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Bye.